Hi guys! So as you can tell by my fringe top, we're going to do a makeup transformation inspired by the 1920s era and all the beautiful actresses then. I have been addicted to shopping at this makeup company called Besame, and they do makeup from the eras of the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and I love the era of the 1920s. The era of Gatsby with beautiful fringed outfits, feathers, hair bands, pearls, very, very dramatic makeup. So let's see what comes out of my mind today and start with the makeup tutorial. First of all, I'm going to put a wig cap on because we are definitely going to put on a wig later. Get all the hair out of the way to put makeup on our face. Then I'm going to start off with a light mist of the Smashbox Photo Ready Primer Water. It is my new favorite thing. Then Urban Decay's Eyeshadow Primer Potion on my under eye and on my lid. I'm going to start off with my eyeshadow first. I'm starting off with Crown Brush's Fuego palette because it has good silver and white. Starting off with a white shimmery eyeshadow, I'm going to put that in the center of my eyelid and in the inner corner before the foundation so that we have little fallout. Not the video game, but when your eyeshadow just falls onto your face. Then getting this light silvery gray color and smudging it on the outer corner of my eyes, going into the hollows of my eyes as well. Then getting a matte black eyeshadow with a pencil brush and smudging it on the outer corner as well. We're going to do a smoky eye effect, but this one's going to be a little bit more dramatic. Once you have the foundations of a smoky eye, we're going to blend that all in later, but I'm going to get a light foundation color. This is the lightest one I have. I wouldn't suggest using a BB cream with SPF in it if you're doing this for an event or a party, or maybe for an upcoming Halloween look. But like I said, it is the lightest foundation I have, so I'm using the Linege BB Cream Cushion Foundation. Make sure you get around the eyes and not actually into the eyeshadow. That's why we didn't put any eyeshadow on the under lower lash line. Make sure you get it on your neck and your chest so that you don't have like a line of foundation from your skin. I know masks are for Halloween, but let's not just put a mask of makeup on this type of look. Now I'm just concealing those dark circles on the underbags of my eyes. We want darker colors on the upper lid. I don't know about too much on the hollow bottom of our eye. Then we'll just look like we're attempting a very weird sugar skull. So I'm just concealing that with a Poise cream color. First with the orange tone and then with my skin tone color on the concealers. I found that the HD hardcore creams that cover a lot are drier on your skin and good for people that are maybe younger in age and don't have many fine lines. The more creamy concealers, that's better for people who do have some fine lines and for the winter time because they will melt a lot more into your skin. Then I'm just getting a highlight cream color and putting that on the tops of my cheeks, on the bridge of my nose, and my forehead. Then getting a cream contour color, I'm getting a taupe grayish ash color and doing the sides of my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, on the inner side of my eye. And then blending all that with a damp Beauty Blender sponge. Of course, there are dupes of this because beauty blenders won't go down in price anytime soon, unfortunately, but they're wonderful. They work miracles on your face. Now just dabbing some cheek stain onto my face. This is Besame's Cheek Stain in Crimson. It works wonderful magic. It's one of my all-time favorite cheek stains. Not only is the packaging beautiful, but it gives this glowy effect on your cheeks that looks like a baby porcelain doll depending on how much pigment you put into your face. I put a lot because the 1920 era had very prominent amounts of cheek color. And then dabbing a little bit more of my foundation over it so it'll give a layer effect that it's not so bright but a little bit under our skin like it's semi-natural. I don't know how natural that's gonna look, but you will look very embarrassed. That's what we're going for. Now I'm setting my under eyes with Besame's vanilla powder and the rest of my face with the translucent powder that I got from the drugstore. This is Rimmel. You can use any translucent powder. Getting my favorite bronzer. This is Benefit's Hoola and doing the contour on the sides of my face. My nose going up to my brow bones. Blend that out so you don't want it to look harsh. Getting that Hourglass palette and using the lightest color to do some highlights on our cheekbones, nose, and forehead. Putting some concealer on the top part of my eyebrows because mine are a little bit too arched for a 1920s era shaped brow. Then getting a black eyeliner pencil. This is from the drugstore. You can use a dark brown if you'd like, but the 1920s has very thin, strong eyebrows that are more straight than they are pointed and arched. So I'm just lightly doing hair strokes with that to make my brows straight, semi-angry, and long. Getting that gray shadow we used on our upper lid and dusting it on the lower lid. Then getting some of that matte black eyeshadow and putting that on the lower lid as well. You want to make the outer corner very heavy with the black eyeshadow and then blend out nicely without having too much fallout, which is very hard. But like I said, you want your eyes to be heavy black on the bottom corners because it's gonna give your eyes a droopy effect. It's very reminiscent of the 1920s. It's like a sad doe eye look, but very romantic. All the actresses in this era looked very sad but rich at the same time. And then once you think your eyeshadow is on point, we're gonna curl our lashes to prep them to glue on some false ones. Today's lashes are from House of Lashes. They are one of my absolute favorite brand of lashes and they have the best lash glue on the market. And this is in the style Bambi. Once you're done gluing some lashes on, we're gonna get some very thick amounts of concealer around our mouth and shaping my mouth even smaller than it is. I have a very pouty small mouth with a huge bottom lip already, but we're gonna make it even more prominent. We're gonna shape some porcelain-like baby doll lips that are very pouty, small, and cute. I find it easier to focus the concealer in a very perfect line and then blend the edges out into your skin to make it look like your mouth is a lot smaller than it is. And then I'm getting Besame's Duo Lip Liner. Just look at this packaging. It looks like a fancy James Bond pen. But I'm using the cola side of it to line my lips, do some lines in the middle of the lip for some definition. Then I'm getting Besame's Vintage Reds Pro Palette. It is perfect of a range of colors for different eras of makeup, and I'm going to use the lightest and the darkest lip colors in this palette. First, the lightest red all over the lip shape that we just drew on. This lip shape that I'm painting on is very whimsical and tricky to do. I am making it extend a little bit on the corners with a very prominent cupid's bow and a very big bottom lip, kind of like a doll. This totally reminds me of Betty Boop. And then the darkest on the outer corners of it to do kind of an ombre effect. It's going to make the lips really stand out. And then once you think your makeup is all completed, we are not done with this look yet. I'm going to put on this black bobbed banged wig. Short hairstyles are not for me in my opinion, but it's very fun to look at myself in a different hairstyle that's a lot more drastic than my regular look. Then I found these amazing vintage clip-on earrings that are so sparkly and they're like baby chandeliers. They're so cute. I thought would go perfect with this look. Put on some fake pearls that came with this costume. Then I just used this headband on top of the banged hair. And of course this costume is amazing. It is from buycostumes.com. I absolutely love this dress. I would wear it to any party and just make my own theme. And that is our total completed makeup look inspired by the 1920s. Sometimes I feel like showing up at random friends' house in makeups like this, see if they recognize me. I hope you guys are looking forward to Halloween as much as I am and are getting ideas. I'm already getting prepared. 3 more months. The countdown is real. I absolutely cannot wait for pumpkin spice everything and all of the makeup, costumes, fun stuff. Leave me a comment down below if you could be born in any other era other than the 2000s, what would it be? The 90s, 80s, 70s, 50s, 60s? Any era, 1800s? Maybe caveman days? Now it's time to take this off. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. It was so much fun to do. I know it's a lot different than my complete transformations, but I had so much fun doing a twist on a beauty makeup. Sonia Kashuk's makeup remover. I haven't found one that could beat it. And Bioderma. This is so expensive and you have to buy it from out of the country sometimes, but it is so worth it. It's a great toner and to remove all the excess makeup in your pores. Also, if you guys do any of the makeups from my YouTube channel, you could send it to me on Instagram, tag me there. You guys just warm my heart. And I can't wait for more makeup tutorials to come. There's a lot more that I'm working on. And I will see you guys in another video. And I love you all. Bye.